Hey everyone, welcome to Gardening with Brother Nature. I'm down here at Brick Works. Today we are going to talk about the Three Sisters gardening, but before we do that, if you look over my shoulder, do you see right there? Snapping turtle. So the snapping turtle is down here laying her eggs, which I think is amazing because it's Aboriginal month, or Indigenous month I should say, in Ontario in Canada. So it's great that the turtle is out with us today. So what I'm going to do is show you where she's laying her eggs, and then we're going to talk about the Three Sisters gardening, and then hopefully during the month of June, every time we do a video, we'll talk about a different kind of medicine. All right. So let's go a little bit closer to our bud. You see her? Still see her? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Alright, so let's let her do her thing. So we're going to walk over here to one part in the children's court. What I'm going to show you is where she came from. So, if you look behind me on the ground, see all the dark spots there, over here, all these dark spots. So those are the spots where she was laying her eggs, which is amazing. It means that the children here get the chance to see the turtles hatch. All right, okay, so let's get on with what we have to do for a video. So we're going to talk about the Three Sisters gardening. So Three Sisters gardening is a Native American First Nations way of companion planting, a traditional way of companion planting. So you have corn, beans, and squash, which is a trendy one. You can also have sunflower beans and squash, and you can also have sunroot beans and squash. Each one does something different, all right? So, corn, beans, and squash, great food, superfoods together to make one complete protein. They're also great for a dish called succotash. So the whole thing about the corn, beans, and squash, when you're planting the corn, beans, and squash, as you'll see behind me, you can see behind me, I have my corn already planted. All right, so this is black corn. I got this from Six Nations. So this corn should get about 9 feet tall. So you put your corn in first, let your corn grow. I want my corn grow about another 2 inches, so another 2 weeks inside the ground. So the reason why you do that is let it solidify. So the whole thing about corn, beans, and squash is that you have sister corn, right? Sister corn is a heavy feeder. She likes to grow nice and tall, but she needs lots of nitrogen. So she's growing tall, but she has no food. And that's where you get sister bean. So sister bean, we plant sister bean in the 4 directions around the corn. Because sister bean, she needs something to grow on, because she's a pole bean, she vines. So you have sister corn, then sister bean. As sister bean is getting tall, she's going to start wrapping herself around sister corn. What sister bean has for sister corn is that sister bean stores nitrogen in her roots, called nitrogen nodules. She gets it from the air through her leaves, stores it in the ground, and sister corn needs a lot of nitrogen to survive. So now you have these two growing together, growing great together. But now you have pests coming to eat them, like rabbits and raccoons, chipmunks. They're coming to eat it. So now you have sister squash. She's a warrior sister with a big leaves. What she does, she spreads out all across the ground, keeps the ground nice and cool so there's less weeds. On her stems, she has little barbs. So when the rodents come and step on it, they step on a barb and they run away. So they won't have to eat the plants. Then all three will grow in harmony together, so perfect companion planting. They take care of each other. So when I'm doing one, if I can't do it in the ground, if I'm not doing Three Sister mounds, because you can actually do mounds if you have a backyard, you can do it in a container like I'm doing right here. So the container here, my corns in here are 6 ears of black corn, which again is from Six Nations. Let that grow for another two inches, so hopefully a week and a half. So what I'm going to do next is I'll take my beans when I'm ready, and I'll place my beans on the other sides of all the corn. Okay, beans, beans, beans. So sister beans will start growing. What she's going to do is she'll start wrapping herself around the corn as they start growing together. Then I'll wait about a month, not even, maybe less than a month, and then take my squash seeds. What I'll do with my squash seeds, then I'll place my squash seeds in the back corners. See over there, the back corner, a back corner over here, and 2 in the front. So so that she can grow nice and tall, nice and long. She can spread out everywhere she goes. I mean, you can also add lamb's quarters or goosefoot to the Three Sisters garden as well. That will add more nitrogen to there. You can also add peas if you want to for more nitrogen. But when you're doing the different versions of the Three Sisters, so like I said, there's 3 versions of the Three Sisters, right? First one's corn, beans, and squash. Second is sunflower beans and squash. The third is sunroot beans and squash. We will do sunroot beans and squash if we think our ground is too compact, because what sunroot will do, are also known as Jerusalem artichoke. It's not from Jerusalem, it's not an artichoke, it's part of the sunflower family, and it comes from North America. So what that will do, what she will do, is she'll spread out through the springtime, and she'll start growing in places and make your ground less compact. When it comes to sunflowers, what we'll do with sunflowers, if we think our ground is contaminated, sunflowers help decontaminate your soil. So you can place sunflowers wherever you think your soil is contaminated, and the sunflowers will take care of it for you. Once again, you can also eat everything in both of those plants. Sunflowers, did you know that you can actually eat sunflower leaves? Did you know that you can actually eat sunflower root, make a nice tea out of them? Really great stuff. Think about the sunroot, the sunchoke. Great tuber, great for diabetes, full of inulin. And also you have corn, beans, and squash as well. All that stuff is great for you. So this is amazing that we're out here. Talked about First Nations gardening. We saw a snapping turtle. Hopefully once a week for the whole month of June, I will talk about a different medicine. So we're going to walk back over here and say goodbye to our friend as she's leaving. You ready to see her? Here she goes. She's scrolling back up inside. You guys see her back there? Right back there. Right back there. See her back there? Right there. That's her. She's on her way back to the pond. All right, my friends. So we're going to go. I have some more work to do out here and get ready for our next video. Have a good one. Remember, be nature.